Coach, I think it's safe to say a statement week would be an accurate representation of the past week. You guys got 3 wins in a row now. What's changed?
Well, I think the energy, the enthusiasm, the spirit that I was talking about. You know, we're playing with a great spirit right now, and that's the only word I can come up with. Is that, you know, the energy, the swagger. You know, I was talking about. I think we're playing with a little bit of that, you know, it helps when Arion Simmons plays well. You know, and so, you know, we had to play this week without Emmanuel Allen too, and so I was a little worried about scoring. And you know, we had guys like Hunter Jack, you know, stepped up and played really well on Saturday. Jason Jackson played really well on Thursday or Wednesday. And that's what you have to have, right? And so I think that this team is finally kind of getting connected. You know, that's the word we've always used with our team in the last couple of years, is like we're connected. And this team, I don't think, was as connected early, and we're really starting to find that now.
When you take a look just this past weekend, you had 5 players double scoring, double figures in scoring. You had a big statement defensively in the second half. You could just talk about the defense in that final 20.
Yeah, you know, I think, and again, I've talked about this before. I think that, you know, we've allowed our offense to determine our defense, and we're finally, you know, this team is finally figuring out that your defense determines your offense. And so I was not happy on Wednesday at Seattle at halftime, you know, we talked in depth about the importance of defense, and that we needed to stop relying on our offense so much. And those guys came out, they responded. I mean, we gave up, I think, 19 points in the second half at Seattle against a team that's, you know, one of the best offensive teams in the league. And then I think, you know, the first half wasn't as bad in Riverside against Cal Baptist. They're really good. And they did some things we weren't really prepared for, that we thought we were really prepared for. But they threw, to their credit, they threw some different things at us. And our guys did a great job of adjusting. I think we had another second half that was really good. And so this team is still trying to figure out a way to put a full game together. Early it was like first halves, and the second half wasn't good. Now the first half struggled, and the second half's really good. But hopefully we're kind of figuring it all out right about the right time, you know.
How's Manny looking in the week ahead?
Yeah, I mean, he probably could have. I could have thrown him out there Saturday, but I'm just not going to do that right now. You know, I think we have a week off. We don't play till Saturday, so I would anticipate him playing on Saturday.
Another person I feel like has had kind of reservations this year has been Joe.
Yeah.
I feel like he had a massive game, especially against Seattle U, having like 16 points in the first like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about him and like how he's finding his stride after coming back.
Well, one, I told him he couldn't shoot. I said, man, you can't shoot, dude. You're a bad shooter, you know? And so he started off knocking down 2 threes. I think it was just kind of trying to make a point to me. It's not true. I told him he can't shoot from anywhere except for the top of the key. It's the only place he makes shots. And so he shot 2 wing threes. But he kind of looked at me at the second one and, I'll keep shooting it, I guess, man. But then he hit a couple more in the Riverside, in that Cal Baptist game. But I think he's finally healthy. You know, like, he feels good. You know, he kind of got healthy around the Christmas break, but I don't think he trusted himself. And he finally, I think, feels good, is confident. You can see, I think, him and Arion are really playing well together. That's what we were kind of searching for. They're starting to find their groove again together. And so playing them, that's allowed A to play more minutes, just because they can, you know, he doesn't have to put so much on himself. And so I think it's just a culmination of things. But more importantly, I think it's not that he's finally healthy, it's that he finally believes that he's healthy. And he's been healthy for a while, I think. And so it's exciting to see him kind of play the way he did this week. He was huge on Wednesday. And you know, he didn't score. He had 9 points on Saturday, but he was so big rebounding. I mean, they are huge. And so, I mean, everybody is bigger than us, but like Cal Baptist is huge. And I was really worried about the rebounding. And Joe really controlled the glass for us, which was probably more important than any of the points anybody scored.
So you're really grateful to like be home this week.
Yeah.
So tell me what the schedule's looking like this week for you guys before Saturday.
Yeah, I think today, you know, we got to practice today. I think I made a mistake earlier in the year, taking a couple days off, and it kind of took us a while to get revving again. So we're going to practice today. It's just good, but it's going to be a nice, easy practice probably. A lot of film before we get on the floor, and then we'll go out and enjoy the girls' game, you know. And then, you know, we'll probably go Tuesday as well. Tomorrow we'll get after it pretty hard. But it'll be just on us, man. We're going to lock into us and some of the things we didn't do so well this past week. We got to remind them that we didn't play perfect, this past week. And then we'll probably take Wednesday off, would be my guess, and then get after, and start preparing for Sam Houston Thursday, Friday.
I don't want to any type of superstitions or anything. Last year you went on that losing streak and then come out and have this big win streak. Is this something that's going on right now?
I mean, you never know, man. I think this weekend we saw my man Paul Hippler. I think Paul Hippler brought some juice, man. We could hear him behind the bench, and we also had some fans from here, man. The ladies that come to all our games, man, they came out to California too. We had unbelievable support. We had some people drive 6 hours from Portland to come down and watch us in Seattle. I think we just, I don't know. I think we just got we have some energy right now. We have some belief. We have some spirit. I don't know. I'm a pretty superstitious person. I hate to admit that, but I just hope we're just playing well. Like I said, I think a big part of it is guys finally figuring out. We talked about it. We had a lot of new pieces this year. I think I've had a hard time figuring all that out, and with my rotations and different things, trying to figure out who can play well, who's not. And we've kind of found our groove a little bit. And that's meant shortening the bench a little bit, which we've never really done here. But it's working so far. But I'm just happy that these guys are feeling, that they're the things that we've been preaching, they're starting to see really does culminate into wins. And even the one game that we've lost in the last couple of weeks, we played really well. And so I think we've been playing really good basketball, and I hope that can continue because Sam Houston's really good.
Yeah, so specifically looking at the Cal Baptist game on Saturday, what kind of things did you really see from the team that you really want them to take in throughout the rest of the season?
Well, I think it's both games. I think it's really the Seattle game and the Cal Baptist game is that defensively. I think what you saw Saturday at Cal Baptist, if you really watched that game, was how connected we were defensively. And we were flying around like we haven't flown around all year against a team that can really, really shoot the basketball. And we had each other's back. We were rotating. We were running guys off the line. The stuff that we've been kind of doing, but not like at a high level. I thought, man, that was the one thing that stuck out, and that's one of the things me and Paul talked about after the game was that, man, we were really flying around at Cal Baptist. And I hope that that's something that can continue because we're about to start playing this stretch here. We're playing a bunch of teams that can really, really shoot the basketball. And so we're going to have to do that. That's what's made us good. That's being connected. That's having each other's back. And I think hopefully that's why we were successful Saturday, in my opinion. So hopefully we can continue that.
Yeah, and you already mentioned how there's been several players it seems like a different guy every night stepping up and leading scoring. How does it kind of feel like to have potentially all those scoring threats even with Manny out right now?
Yeah, I think that's good for the guys, It's a little confusing for me at times, but I think it's given them trust in each other. They know that, hey, man, I don't have to. I think there was a big pressure, especially on our seniors' shoulders at the beginning of the year. They thought, man, we've got to carry this load because that's kind of been how we've done it the last few years. And we kept trying to tell them, no, that's not the case. And I think this has given them trust, that we don't have to do it every single night. If I don't have it tonight, then Jay Sean can step up, or Hunter can step up, or maybe it is Manny, or maybe it is Joe. But I think it makes us hard to prepare for. What do you do when you know that there's a lot of guys? I think that's part of what we do offensively is we share the basketball, so it can be anybody any night. And but hopefully it's just built trust in the guys, within each other.
Every player goes through ups and downs throughout the year. I did notice something that was of interest. Cameron Steele hasn't made a point in a few games. Have you had discussions with him about that?
We haven't talked about it, but I actually ran a little play in the second half that I thought for him for that reason. It was something that we kind of just put in, and I thought, man, if we were up by 11 or 12, I thought, man, if he hits this, I even told Coach Crass on the bench, I said, if we knocked it, it was a little risky because it was for a three at that point in the game, but I said, man, if he hits it, it's going to finish the game and hopefully give him some confidence. If he doesn't, we're going to have to lock in pretty quick. And he missed it, and they came down and scored, cut it to 9, I think. But he was right there. Like, his shot is there. It's not like he's off. It's just not falling. I think some of that's the rhythm. I haven't been able to play him. And we've had this little stretch where the games have been extremely physical, and those are the games he struggles defensively. And so he hasn't played the minutes that he normally does. I think that, he can play a little bit more as we move forward now defensively, And so hopefully that will also help him shooting-wise, he's also like a 4.0 student, man. He's studying every night. I think he needs to relax a little bit. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, but he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Cam. He finds his groove. When he does, he's pretty dangerous.
My only other question is, what was Colby doing with that yoga ball in the celebration this week?
I have no idea, man. I really don't pay much attention to Colby Tanner much anymore. He's a different person. He's I don't know. He hit a couple threes in the first semester, and he got a little cocky. But the celebrations are fun. Honestly, man, that's what we do that for. I want these guys to know that winning is hard, number one. So when you do it, celebrate it, especially in this league. Like, if you look at the results on Saturday, there is no bottom 4, bottom 5 in this league. I mean, everybody was talking about how the bottom 4, bottom 5, everybody won. Everybody, the bottom half beat the top half the other day. And I told a local guy out there, I said, there is no bottom half in this league. It just happens to be that's where people sit in the standings right now. Anybody can beat anybody. I mean, UTA beat Sam Houston. New Mexico State wins 2 this weekend. We go win 2 on the road this weekend. I mean, this league is a mess. It's really, really good. And so, man, winning is hard. And so we're gonna celebrate it, man. We brought Paul in there, and he had his monsters, and I wouldn't do it. He wanted to do it. Him and Coach Trilly downed one, and I'm too old for that stuff, man. I can't do that. But we did it all, man. Because it's got to be fun, and hopefully we get to celebrate a few more times.
If he sees this, he's gonna be mad at you calling it monsters, because
I know
they're bangs.
I know they're bangs, whatever they're called. I don't know. Trilly usually drinks monsters. He drinks bang, whatever they're called. But it was really good to see him. It was really good to see all the support that we had all the way out on the West Coast. I mean, I didn't think in Seattle we'd see a face, that we knew, and to have those people come down and support us, and then to have the people fly from Abilene to LA, I think that shows we got something pretty special here, man. And it was really good for our players to see that. And I think it gave us a little energy and juice going into the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.